Ever finish a book and just need to talk about it? Welcome to Book Labs, the show that takes a deep dive into your favorite books, usually in 10 minutes or less. Whether it's a literary masterpiece, a guilty pleasure, or a hidden gem, we break it down, explore what makes it great, and maybe even change how you see it. So grab that first cup of coffee and let's get into it. Welcome to Book Labs.
Okay, let's dive in. Have you ever thought, what if everything we've been told about weight loss is just wrong?
That's a powerful starting point, right? It's the hook from the source we're looking at today, Dr. Jason Fung's book, The Obesity Code.
And it really does propose a huge shift, doesn't it? Moving away from the standard advice.
Absolutely. That whole eat less, move more mantra, the calories in, calories out thing.
Yeah, the one we hear everywhere.
Well, Dr. Fung argues that's missing the main point. He's a nephrologist, worked a lot with diabetic patients, and that experience led him down this different path.
Though his argument isn't really about the amount of calories, but something else.
Exactly. It's about hormones, specifically insulin. That's the core of it, the insulin hypothesis.
Okay, tell me more about that, the insulin hypothesis.
So the idea is that high insulin levels are basically the command signal for your body to store fat. And here's the twist. He suggests it's the high insulin causing the fat storage, which then makes you hungry and maybe leads to eating more.
Wait, so it flips the usual cause and effect. It's not just overeating high insulin fat storage.
He argues it's more like high insulin fat storage than the hunger signal ramps up to fuel that storage.
Wow. Okay, if that's true, it explains a lot about why just, trying to eat less feels so hard sometimes. Like your body is fighting back.
Precisely. If your insulin is telling your body to store fat and you just cut calories drastically, your body kind of panics. It thinks there's a famine.
So it adapts.
Yeah, it slows down your metabolism, burns fewer calories just existing. You might lose weight at first, but it's often temporary, leading to that rebound game the book talks about.
So that's the myth of calorie counting he discusses. It ignores the underlying hormonal signals.
That's the argument. The math seems simple, but your body's thermostat, so to speak, is being controlled by these hormones, especially insulin.
And what makes insulin go so high and stay high?
Yeah.
You mentioned insulin resistance.
Right. That's a big piece of it. When your cells are constantly hit with insulin, maybe from frequent eating or certain types of food, they can become less responsive, numb to the signal.
Which is linked to type 2 diabetes, of course.
Definitely. But it impacts weight, too. And what triggers those big insulin spikes? The book points heavily at sugar and refined carbs. Think white bread, pasta, sugary drinks, ultra-processed stuff.
Things that digest really fast.
Exactly. They flood your system, demanding a big insulin response. Compare that to whole foods.
Like vegetables, protein, healthy fats.
Yep. Foods with fiber, fat, protein. They digest slower, so the insulin response is much more moderate. And the book also flags frequent snacking, never giving your insulin levels a chance to drop.
Okay, so if high insulin is the problem, driving fat storage, what's the fix, according to this view?
Well, there are two main strategies Fung really champions. The first one is intermittent fasting, IF.
Right, I've heard a lot about that.
And it's not about starving yourself. It's about creating dedicated periods of not eating. This lets your insulin levels fall significantly.
Giving your body a chance to burn fat instead of store it.
That's the idea. Allows your body to switch fuel sources. And there's flexibility, like the 16.8 protocol fasting 16 hours, eating in an 8-hour window. It's about breaking that constant eating cycle.
Okay, breaking the cycle. And the second strategy, is it about what you eat?
Absolutely. It's about choosing foods that don't cause those big insulin spikes when you do eat. So cutting way back on sugar, refined grains, processed foods.
And focusing instead on
Healthy fats, good quality protein, lots of fiber from vegetables. Basically, real whole foods that keep insulin stable. It shifts the focus from just how much you eat to how your body reacts hormonally to what you eat.
The book mentions his clinic seeing real results with this, right?
Yeah.
Not just weight loss, but actually reversing type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, the reported successes are quite compelling for people looking for a different approach, tackling what Fung sees as the root hormonal cause.
But it's fair to say this isn't universally accepted, is it? The source mentioned some pushback.
Oh, definitely. It bumps up against the established calories are king model in mainstream nutrition. There's debate about whether insulin is the primary driver for everyone.
And there are safety considerations too, right? Like for pregnant women or people with eating disorder histories.
Absolutely. It's presented as a powerful alternative perspective, but not necessarily a one-size-fits-all solution. Needs careful consideration.
So for you listening, the big takeaway here is maybe shifting your thinking. Less about pure calorie math, more about the hormones like insulin that control fat storage.
Right. And practically that translates to thinking about when you eat, maybe giving your body longer breaks and what you eat, choosing foods that keep insulin low and stable. Real foods, basically.
The source suggests a simple place to start could be just extending your overnight fast a bit. Maybe 12 hours, maybe 14. Just water, black coffee.
Yeah, and maybe focus on cooking one more meal a week with real ingredients, cutting out some processed items. Small, manageable steps based on this hormonal understanding.
And here's something to chew on after this. Think about why past diets might have felt like such a struggle or led to rebound weight gain. Could it be, as Fung suggests, that you were fighting a powerful hormonal signal, not just a lack of willpower? Or that idea that maybe exercise alone can't compensate for a diet that keeps insulin constantly high? What part of this perspective really clicks, or maybe doesn't, for you?
That's a wrap on this week's Deep Dive. Got a book you love and want us to explore? Let us know. Your book could be next. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like if you enjoy the show, and share with your fellow book lovers. Until next time, keep reading, keep thinking, and we'll see you in the next chapter.